In this video, we will talk about users' accounts and how you as a manager can create and manage users and also invite them to activate their own login. So let's start with looking at how you create users. In this left menu over here, you have a tab called Users. You click on that and then you get to the home page of users. Here you will get an overview of all your users. You can edit existing users and you can also add new ones. So if you want to add a new one, you click on the button Add, and then you have to fill out some information and decide what kind of role that you want the user to have. And then when you're done, you click on Invite. And the user will get an invitation sent to their email address and instruction on how they can activate their Timezynk account. If you would like to create users without actually inviting them, you can just write their email and then leave out the last bit of the email. So for example, Madonna slash and not have gmail.com or outlook.com or something like that. Then the invitation will not be sent because the email address is not correct. When you have created your users, you can simply click in on either one of them and you'll get to the home page of that specific user. Here you can see everything from their specific schedule to changing their settings. You can see work hour schedule, profile, and so forth. So let's dive into the different tabs and see what they more specifically can do. Under schedule, you can see the schedule of the specific user as I mentioned earlier. But you can also see the calculated flex time, both in total and for the specific interval that you choose up here. Under approve, you can approve the time reports that the users have reported during the specific interval. You can also approve everything without any warnings instead of approving each shift for themselves. Under profile, you can change and see the settings of the user. So for example, name, username, employment ID, and so forth. You can also see the changes that has been made to the user and also when the user was created through the logs here. Under work hour schedule, you can see the agreed upon schedule that the user have. And you can also see what kind of work schedule they have over here. If they don't have any, this space here will be blank. So, and here you can see through the different month and through the different days. If you want to add or change your work hour schedule, you can either click on add here to create a new one, and then you can decide when the work hour schedule will begin. You can decide if the work hour schedule will have an end date or not, and you can change the name, and especially you will set the first working day. And this setting is important for the work hour schedule to function properly. So day 1 is Monday, day 2 is Tuesday, and so forth. When you're done, you click on create. If you want to edit an already existing schedule, you click on this pen. If you want to go more closely into the settings of the work hour schedule, you can either click on the name here or you click on the little gear up in the right corner. Then you scroll down until work hour schedule. Here you can see all the kinds of work hour schedules that you have. You can see what users that use the work hour schedule and so forth. Here you can also add and change the settings of the work hour schedules. The next tab is Flex Balance. And as I told you before, here you can see the current balance. You can also make adjustments. So if you want to manually set the numbers of flex hours, you do it here. Under tags, you can see and change the assigned tags to the users. And tags are used to make selection across the users. So for example, if you are going to book a couple of users on a shift that requires a certain knowledge, you can filter out the users that only has a certain tag and then book them. Tags are also used in payroll and invoicing to target rules for specific groups of users. Under settings, you can change the role of the user. So for example, if you want the user to become a manager or supervisor, you change it here. And all the different roles have different access to the system, with the owner being the role with the most access and the role blocked being the role with the least access. You can also change if you want the user to see others' schedule, yes or no. You can set a start date, end date, and then you can see a couple of things here with the last login and first login. If your user for some reason have problems with getting a new password, you can also send a new invite with an email with a link to set a new password. The last tab, comments, is just a tab where you can add comments of the user if you have some relevant information or something else. If you want to see or change what kind of access the different roles have, you click on the gear icon to go into general settings, and then you scroll the entire way down and click on manage roles. Here you can see exactly what kind of access the different roles have, and you can also change some of the settings. So, for example, if you want users to be able to create their own schedule, you can change it here. Some of the settings are, although, not able to be changed. So, for example, you can change if supervisors are going to be able to see scheduled shifts. They're always going to see all the scheduled shifts. But you can change if they want them to be able to override permissions for shifts. One thing to note, although, is that it can take up to 10 minutes before the updated role permissions to come into effect. And sometimes you have to reload the page or log out and log in again in order for it to work. Now you know everything about users and how you create and manage them. Thank you for watching.